caught him with the right. Like he kind of went to the guillotine, and then that's when we kept going forward. But definitely after I slipped, he caught me a couple times, and then I dropped him with the left. I definitely smelt blood in the water, so I kind of just went it's like I gotta go all out here and just make sure he knows I'm coming with business.
And we're back. What's going on, knuckleheads? Towing the line with Bare Knuckle Jer from the Throwing Hands podcast. Today we got another banger with us. Another heavyweight slugger just recently made his debut, May 22nd, BKFC 89, Palm Desert, baby. Palm Springs native, Eric Soto Diaz. That's right, the Hollywood bad boy. Made a statement win, and I can't wait for him to join. There he is. Brother, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Eric Soto Diaz, the Hollywood bad boy. How you doing, my brother?
Doing great. I'm doing great. Just getting off of work.
True. Work life. What do you do for work out there?
So, electrical contractor,
Oh, damn.
electrician. Yeah.
So how'd you get into fighting, brother? How'd you stumble on bare knuckle?
Well, I got into fighting because it was a passion.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, welcome to the BKFC. You put on quite the performance. It was super entertaining. How did you feel making that walkout?
For great. I think out of all the things, the most thing I was nervous of was the walkout because I felt like it was a long walkout. So I always see everybody trying to do like a bunch of like showcase stuff, so I didn't really know what to do. So walking out was just like, damn, I wish it was a shorter walkout.
Yeah, they kind of make you stand to the side for a little bit and sweat it out before you
Yeah,
hear that tune come on. You came out to Let's Go. That was a hype track, but you came out super calm. Like you didn't look nervous at all. You look calm. You look confident. You didn't look like somebody who was fighting for their debut.
yeah. I mean, it's not my first time fighting for a big crowd, so it's kind of like I feel like that was kind of my advantage. Like maybe like I said, BKFC was the first time they knew who I was. Now they know who I am a little bit. So walking out, it was definitely it wasn't a big deal, but it just that long stage kind of just made it like, what am I supposed to do a lot? I'm not trying to.
The crowd was in your favor, man. You must have had a big portion of people there to support you because your fight was they got excited for it. As soon as they said Palm Springs too, the place just erupted. What was the preparation like coming into the first bare knuckle fight? You came from an MMA background. You said guys were kind of ducking you on that scene. What was the difference when it came to the training for this fight?
Definitely, I met up with more boxers this time as far as like for sparring. So I met up with boxers, and then I kind of met up with some brawlers too. So I kind of mixed it up between both brawlers and boxers. So I'm prepped for anything because at the end of the day, you see bare knuckle. I mean, they start boxing, but at the end of the day, by the end they're brawling each other out just to see who's the tougher guy. I kind of prepped myself that way. As far as prepping for the actual fight, I already had a feeling that I was gonna get like a different opponent for my fight, just because this usually happens in most of my fights. I usually have an original opponent, and then I get swapped out. So I just prep for myself as far as like trying to be in my best physical or athletic version of myself.
Yeah, it was quite the show. It was only a first round fight, but it had it all, like he first round happened, you took a knee, but it was kind of like you were coming in and he punched you on the top of the head and you looked more like maybe off balance more than anything. And then
Well,
when you stood
I
up,
was
he
already,
hit you he
yeah. So I was slipping. I was
he hit you with that extra
slipping.
shot or two at the end there.
Yeah, and I was slipping on the way in, and he caught me on the top, and then on my way back up, he was hitting me with the shots and stuff, but I was able to swerve the last one. I know the third punch he didn't catch me on that one, but the first two he kind of landed the first two, and I was like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, he apologized, but it was kind of like, "Oh, you got away with one there, bud."
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's all
and
right.
then you came. Sorry, man, I'm getting a little bit of a connection issue. My
No, you're
program upgraded, and it seems to be junk right now.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But yeah, then you come in, you land a big overhand left, and honestly, he looked like he might not get up from that. Like the way he went down, he looked like he was kind of concussed. And then it
Yeah.
was just full force ahead after that. You just swarmed him, put on some heavy pressure, and then that was it. So did you expect the fight to go that quick?
Not well. I didn't expect it to be that quick because I seen a couple. Like I didn't really see his fights, but I was mentioned about his fights, and since he's a longer opponent, I know I have to be more of a pressure fighter, according to like from what everybody else told me about his fights and stuff. That's why I kind of tested out my range when I came in, and I noticed he was waiting for a counter. Once I walked in, like once I started in, he was just waiting. He was just waiting for the counter. So that's kind of when I caught him. At first, I caught him with the right, but he was able to like hold himself with against the ropes. And then that's when we moved to the right, and then that's when he got me into like a guillotine right after. So I caught him with the right. Like he kind of went to the guillotine, and then that's when we kept going forward. But definitely after I slipped, he caught me a couple times, and then I dropped him with the left. I definitely smelled blood in the water. So I kind of just went, it's like, I got to go all out here and just make sure he knows I'm coming with business. I don't know if you know, but I actually broke his hand during that interaction. That's why he stopped fighting.
No, I didn't know that, but I did. It didn't look like it looked like he could have maybe got up in time, but he did look hurt. I didn't know what would have had happened. That does make sense. But yeah, you brought that pressure. You brought the heavy hands, the pressure, and in your pre-fight interview with Patricia Duong, you said that. You said I'm a pressure fighter, but I'll throw counters, and you said all gas, no brakes, don't blink, and that's kind of how it went. There you
Awful.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries, brother. We'll
All
fix
right.
her up
So,
afterwards.
yeah. So after I, like, like you were saying, like it cut off. Like after the second time, after the first time I dropped him, he could have kept going, but I ended up breaking his hand. He blocked another left hook, and I ended up breaking his hand into four pieces.
Damn.
So when he blocked the punch, one of the hooks, he blocked the left hook that was going straight to his chin. Ended up blocking it and ended up breaking his hand. And then after that, I was able to catch him with the quick uppercut, and that's what dropped him in that second interaction. And he couldn't continue to fight after that.
Yeah, so and then the crowd just erupts. You were excited. You try to climb the ropes a little bit. The cut man was like, "No, no, get down." So what was the feel? Were you relieved after that fight ended like that, or were you? Is that pretty much what you expected?
So after that fight ended, I kind of just, well, yeah, I was relieved a little bit because I went to the corner and I was just staring at him after I dropped him the second time, and I was like, "Yeah, you don't want this. Like, you don't want this." Like in my head, I was like, "I'm gonna come in here and just fucking savagely just fucking go on you," and then like I know you don't want it. So he was just getting up, and he said no, and that's kind of just what the cockiness came out, you know. But I was relieved kind of just because I had my kids in the crowd, my family, my wife, you know. It's my first bare knuckle event, so it's definitely, they're used to seeing bloody events, you know. So when
Yeah,
I went in
and
there
to
and
have them there in attendance.
yes. Like my father and my brother came down from San Francisco. So they came down from San Francisco. They brought family over. So it was like, I had a lot of people from all over the place coming down, and it was kind of like, oh, I'm just glad, it ended in the first round, but it ended in in a good position.
Yeah, it must be a weight lifted to get the win when everybody's there backing you. It's your first bare knuckle fight. You didn't take any damage, which is amazing. What was that like though, having your little girl in the crowd? I'm sure you didn't want to have too much damage after that one.
To me, it was amazing just because I was trying to like show my daughter that no matter what, like just go out there and chase your dreams. And it was kind of like that moment where it's like, hey, like that's your dad going out there and he's over there chasing his dreams, and just whatever happens, just own it, own the stage, make it yours, and have a great time. And that's kind of what I did. I didn't really have a plan coming out there. We didn't really strategize. It was just pretty much the whole time was be smart about the position, listen to the coach, and then I was kind of hearing my coach a little bit because it was a lot. It was a loud crowd, so kind of like hearing my coach, even though he was in the corner, it was still pretty hard to hear him. I had to tune it out just a little bit. but I was able to hear kind of the instructions, especially when he was trying. We both noticed that he was trying to catch me with the counter, so we had to switch it up a little bit. We waited for him to turn to southpaw, so we come in with the overhand right, and then that's kind of where we came in with everything else.
So how does your wife feel about this bare knuckle thing, brother? Is she a supporter? Does she know that you've always been a fighter? Because you know what, I don't know how my wife would feel about it.
So it's a funny thing. So my wife knows me before I turned pro in like MMA. So but there was a conversation we had years ago, and it kind of we never had it again. And she just the conversation was pretty much if you're gonna choose, you're gonna give me an ultimatum between you and fighting. I'm gonna choose fighting all the way. And then yeah, so that was like I'm gonna choose fighting regardless. Like, and that's kind of pushed me to be where I'm at now. I'm not gonna lie to you, because after my MMA, like during my mid MMA career, I had some energy, some injuries. I used to be like a lightweight. I used to be a lightweight. So from being, I used to be a lightweight. Now I'm a heavyweight. So that's a big difference. That's at least 100 pounds difference. I used to have a promising career at lightweight. Got injured, and then I kind of just started my own gym. Started bringing in my own coaches and kind of just managing fighters and stuff like that. So that kept me intact with fighting, and then I was on and off as far as fighting. It was more like a seasonal thing to me, and then just kind of like whenever a good opportunity came up, that's when I would take it. But yeah, she definitely doesn't feel too ecstatic, but it's like, hey, it's something you love, go for it. Just remember that you gotta come home to us.
Fair enough. You gotta chase those dreams, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's always an interesting take. But that was that night too. You had your Mexican flag on afterwards. We saw David Diaz and Anthony Sanchez. I don't know if you caught that fight
Mhm.
after yours, but that was
Yeah.
pretty remarkable too. Two Mexican guys. David Diaz proposes in the ring afterwards.
Yeah.
What do you think, man? Do you think Mexico kind of stole the show that night?
I think so. I kind of feel like, I mean, it is Southern California. So you guys came down to Southern California. I feel like I heard I sold the most tickets, and then David was my second competitor. Like between me and David sold the most tickets. So half, at least, half or most of the stadium was Hispanic, between there from us selling most of the tickets. So after seeing everybody like Mexico and or the Mexicans fighting, they were very hyped.
You mentioned in the post fight too. You said you went from street fighting, now you're on the big stage, but you also mentioned about promoting fights and putting fights on just so you could fight. So is that what you were talking about when you were kind of just talking about, okay, it was a seasonal thing? Did you put on fights like at your gym?
So I would create fights, like, so as far as like starting fights and creating fights, it kind of all started when I was younger. Um, a bunch of guys, for some reason, I don't know, everybody would just circle up against me and be like, "Hey, dude, when can we fight?" I just started like it was one fight that I made, and then from there, everybody just started calling me. Hey, can we fight? Can we fight? Can we fight? And I kind of just started organizing fights every day at school. And I went from being stuff fights at school, and then I graduated high school, and then just kind of organizing fights in like my gym, or whatever gym I participated in, and then from there just getting people fights to like legit MMA fights or unsanctioned fights at the casinos. But it kind of just started with that. I didn't really make a lot of fights in my personal gym, but I did work with a lot of promotions where like, hey, I want to fight, and they're like, all right, cool, we'll get you a fight. Like, who do you want to fight? And I was always looking either for ranked fighters or guys that had belts to fight with, and then that's kind of what I picked for, and then we would usually make a pretty good sellout from that, and then that's how it kind of just my career ended up growing up. I know I know BKFC and a lot of other promotions looked me up online and stuff, and they said they couldn't find much on me. But I've been around since like 2000, like 12, 2010.
So after the fight too, you said you had some unfinished business from the regional scene about a title that you never lost during COVID. You called out Panda. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking geographically, is that CJ Avila? Avila?
I believe so.
Or is it Panda
Avila
Banks?
or
He's Panda
Avila.
Banks.
No, I think it's Avila. So Avila used to fight for Gladiator Challenge, and then I think he fought after COVID. I used to fight before. It was kind of like one of those fights that I wanted to make happen, just because he ended up taking the belt, and they started ranking him instead of me, and I kind of want to make that happen. And then it was just like the promoter didn't want to make it happen, so I was like, hey, it was like he sells tickets, I sell tickets, like make it happen. Like what, like it's gonna be a good show. But I mean, I feel like it was a he made it to the BKFC before me, so I feel like it's a proper call out. You know, he has more experience than I do. Like he's won a belt in the promotion. I mean, in the previous promotion that we fought before, I won a belt in the previous promotion that we fought before. I feel like he brings a crowd, I bring a crowd. You know, I feel like calling him out, it sets up for a good event for the next fight.
Odell, when are you hoping to get back in there?
Well, I was hoping to get back in there. I like my team, me and my team. I'm already working out, so I'm still training. I didn't stop. Like after the fight, I took that weekend off just to spend time with my kids and stuff. But I kind of like this fight. I took it on like just any other day because it was on a Friday. I kind of was like I just went to work in the morning, got ready, went to train, and then just fought and came back home Saturday and it's like hey, enjoy the weekend, you know. So I took it that way, and then I kept working out. I'm still working out, so I was trying to get back in the Naples. I mean, I was hopefully trying to get on the Italy card just because I'm going on vacation a couple weeks after that with my family. So I figured that'd be like the deadline for me to fight between that, and then if I come back from vacation, obviously I like to party, so I'll take a little break, and then when I come back from vacation, so whenever they decide, either October or November, it's fine.
Oh yeah. So judging by how many seats you sold, they'll probably want you back out there, Acusure Arena. But where's somewhere that you'd like to fight? You know, Italy would be outstanding overseas. Is that part of your dream venue? Is there anywhere else that you're really interested in fighting?
Well, I started I mean, I noticed they just got the Georgia card too. You know, or is it Georgia? Yeah, it's Georgia, right? Then getting the Georgia card, like somewhere in Europe, would be cool just to see. You know, like little. I got some conquistador and some Aztec blood in me, so I figured I'd go out there and show them a little what's up. You know.
Let's go. So what kind of So, like, how did you get into fighting? Just like, how did you find the BKFC? What was your in? Did you go to the tryouts, or did you know somebody on the team?
So I knew one of the guys that trains in my gym. I used to sponsor his all his fighters, and I used to have him like his fighters, like his boxers. It was Robert Guzman, Bomb First. He used to he did the tryouts in L.A. I believe, and then or Arizona, and then he ended up fighting in Nebraska for BK. And that was kind of my in, but I still went to the tryouts in LA when they did them in LA, where they had Giorgio and all those other guys. The guy with the nice mustache, you know, with the long hair. They had a bunch of guys there. I didn't get picked out of all those guys. I guess, you know, I felt like those other guys had a little bit more like, you know, they look more like they look like they belong like in the like on TV, you know. So I felt like it's like I just look like a construction worker, like whatever, you know. I'm just here to fight, you know. That's it. So I did the tryouts. I didn't get called back. I was hoping to get called for the Inglewood card when they did the forum, and then the first Echo Shore card, and then they didn't. And then when I found out they did the second card, I hit up Nathan right away and was like, "Hey, dude, I did my tryouts. I did this, da da da." And then he was like, "All right, I got you a fight." Within 3 minutes, we closed the deal. Him and he already had my original opponent agree on my fight. So I was like, all right, let's run it. All I need is an opportunity to show you what I got. That's it. I didn't really ask for anything. I just fucking just give me a chance to show you what I got.
You definitely made the most of that opportunity, man. You put a stamp on it. The building erupted. It was one of the fights of the night for sure. It was a big one because it had it all. And it was only a minute. It was only a first round fight. So for it to only go one round, it left quite an impact. So,
Thank you.
congrats on that, brother. What do you think about the heavyweight division? Like, I find that it's one of the more exciting divisions in bare knuckle, especially MMA, UFC. It's I don't know, I don't think it's up to snuff, but BKFC heavyweights, exciting, must see TV. Who are you impressed by? Are you watching any of these guys in BKFC?
So I'm definitely. I started watching them like it sounds funny and corny and shit, but like I used to only watch it when like Necio David used to fight. David and Leslie used to fight. I used to just watch his fights and stuff, and whoever was on that card or when they came out here, I used to watch the cards. But I did notice they have a stacked heavyweight division. They have a stacked heavyweight division. I was like, holy shit! They have a lot of dudes. They have a lot of dudes. I was like, it's gonna be a fun division. But what I also noticed was during camp, I was dropping a lot of weight. Like I wasn't staying heavy where I was supposed to stay. I ended up dropping 20 pounds without trying to drop 20 pounds. So I feel like in my next, like during the next camp where it's still going, I'm probably going to be within 218, which is fine. I don't mind fighting heavyweight to me while I'm at 218. Like to me, it's just another man. I know I got power in my hands as far as it's. I feel like I'll take it more to my advantage as far as speed and stuff like that. And then as far as clinch control and all that, I got that under control as well. Even though I didn't get to show it as much because I'm always looking for that fight, that grit fight, but I didn't get to show that as much. But I'm definitely ready for a beatdown whenever they're ready. But if
I can't
anything,
wait to see the next one.
if anything, I would. I mean, I used to, growing up, I was a big Andre Arlovsky fan, and then knowing that he's the champion right now, I was like, dude, that to me, that'd be like, fuck. I used to have a picture of that guy in my I used to have a poster in my bedroom. So no, like when he used to fight for Affliction and all that shit. So I was like, he's the champ right now. As you think about it, we work out smart, fight a couple dudes, and then get Arlovsky. That'd be awesome. And I might be the smaller guy, but to me, just having the opportunity to fight him is still like, I feel like that means the world to me.
Yeah, that's a good bucket list fight, man. Arlovsky's a true warrior for sure. Even some of the adversities faced outside of the ring,
Yeah,
multiple time cancer survivor. But yeah, I
yeah,
loved Andre always. UFC. It's good to see him back in the BKFC. It gives us, some of these guys,
yeah.
their careers are resurging when they come back over here. They don't have to worry about the wrestling. They don't, you know what I mean?
All right.
2 minute rounds, quick. Do you think that plays into your style? Do you miss wrestling, or are you cool with this bare knuckle thing?
I'm cool with the bare knuckle because, like, aside from the wrestling part, that's kind of how I fight, like when the clinch game. So regardless, it was pretty much either we're standing up and I'm just punching within the clinch, or I'm like stepping takedowns and I'm getting back up and then just trying to fight you. So I don't feel like a reinsurgence again, but it just feels like I was meant to be in the BKFC ring. It kind of just feels like that's more my style. That's more my fighting. Like I was trying to look for something in MMA. MMA didn't give it to me, and then now I got bare knuckle and just kind of I'm gonna go with it till the wheels fall off.
BKFC is definitely here to stay, my brother. I find that's the most exciting combat sport there is right now. It's old school. It's raw. It's kind of like what my grandfather used to say, like you hit a guy, let him get up. You don't hit a man when he's down. And it is
Yeah,
like boxing, but it has that street and because it's not bare knuckle boxing, it's bare knuckle fighting. You see, you
yeah.
get that people start brawling and it's still technical, but sometimes that little extra is what's putting guys over the top and getting them wins, throwing curveballs at people that are used to just traditional boxing. Or that's why I think real fighters thrive here.
Yeah, no, I see that happening because I know that's kind of what happened with me. Is like we started the fight very technical. I noticed him; he was working on the counter, and then I instantly knew I gotta get sloppy with it just because he's the longer opponent. I have to get in there. I gotta take some to give some, and that's kind of that was my mentality. Is like fuck it, I'll let him give me some, and then I'll get him back with what I got.
Yeah, it was exciting. I was creeping your Instagram a little bit, and it said you're doing tryouts, and one person's gonna win a free 1 year membership for some training, MMA, boxing, or even bare knuckle. Is that something that you're gonna do? You're gonna help train somebody?
Yeah, so I definitely. So I own a gym, and my gym's the one that I train out of, and it's kind of like I do it once a year. I sponsor one guy. Like it's usually most of the best guys come out of the barrio, and they really don't got the funds to pay for memberships and stuff like that, especially with the economy here in California going up every year. So we try to help them out. Like I used to sponsor a lot of guys, but it then just ended up getting too hefty, too much. Like they weren't really showing up, they weren't as committed, so I just kind of just tuned it down to one guy. The guy that originally had sponsored the beginning of the year, he decided to become a cop, and then he just forfeited his sponsorship, so I redid it again for the summer. So what I do is I have tryouts for a whole month, have these guys show up for the entire month, and then the guy that is most consistent and most coachable is usually the one that wins the sponsorship, because usually that's the guy I can build to become either whatever if they want to be a boxer, if they want to be an MMA fighter, or if they want to be BKFC fighter. That's usually the guy that I can build and construct and turn him into what he needs to become. I feel like at one point, like when the guys are consistent, they end up beating the guys that are more naturally skilled.
Yeah, I could see that. Consistency is kind of what puts guys up to the next level, right? Skill is only going to get
Yeah,
you so far. But it's nice to see you give that opportunity back, and yeah, it's not for everybody, right? It's you gotta want it. You gotta
exactly.
be consistent.
You got to sacrifice a lot.
Yes.
It's not easy. A lot of sacrifice, a lot of dedication. Yeah, you're spending a lot of time with a lot of sweaty guys. I know a lot of guys rather spend time with their girlfriends, but at this point,
Yeah. So, what
definitely,
motivates you to keep fighting, then, brother?
it's been my passion. Well, look, I'll tell you what. So at first, I thought I was in like my last fight before this one was 2 years ago, and then I was kind of just waiting for the bigger fights. I usually got called up for like some promotions. The promotion I got called out for to have a big fight ended up selling the promotion, so that went out the door. So I was just kind of just training, getting myself I was getting my physical self back to where I was. Like I mentioned, I used to be 155. You know, I'm at heavyweight right now. So, but I used to be at 155. So I fought at lightweight, welterweight. I think the only weight class I haven't fought was middleweight. But I've done light heavyweight and heavyweight now. I was trying to get myself back into shape, just trying to get like physically ready. And then it so happened that one day we were driving down where I used to fight, and my daughter just mentioned to me, "Hey, Dad, when are you gonna get back into fighting?" She saw the arena, not the Acrisure arena, but the other arena where I used to fight at. She's like,
Okay.
"When are you gonna get back into fighting?" I was like, "You think if you work hard, they're gonna make like an action figure of you so I can buy it?" Like that's what she told me, and I was like, "I don't know, we'll see. Depends when they call me." I kid you not, it's either 2 or 3 days after that Nate hits me up about the BKFC fight happened here at the Agri Show. And then I was like, oh shit. And so obviously I took it right away. And then, and it so happens that the actual fight was 2 or 3, yeah, it was 2 days after my daughter's birthday. So it kind of aligns. So I figured my daughter kind of like motivated me to get back into the ring. She kind of like, what do you call that? What she's made it happen just by saying it. I forget. She
Yeah, it was
manifested
like
it.
a premonition.
Yeah.
Manifested it. Yes.
Yeah, so she kind of like manifested me getting back in the ring, and it's kind of like, and it was cool because it's like to me, it was always like I always been the guys like I have two daughters. There's not much I can do as far as like as a man, you can't really teach them how to be too like the women. You can't really teach them how to be too soft and stuff like that. But like at least you can show them how to chase their dreams. And then that's kind of where I kind of figured like that happened. I was like, I just want to show my kids, no matter what happens, no matter how, you can always go after your dreams. And I saw this opportunity, and like I said, like I didn't take any like even at the weigh-ins, I made sure that fool got in my face, and I got in his face, and made the fight entertaining. I got the opponent swapped out. It's fine, whatever. Whoever's in my face, I'll make sure that people are wanting to look and watch the fight. We went from being in the prelims to being on the main card. So to me that was like very exciting.
Yeah, you know what? You got the reception at the weigh-ins. You guys did. You got. I was gonna ask you what were you guys saying to each other? Like it looked like you were initiating some conversation telling him like, I hope you're ready or you better bring the fight. But I wanted to know what you were saying to him when you guys were getting head to head there.
The first thing I said was let's fucking go, like the song, you know, let's fucking go, dude. And I told him let's fucking go. I was like, let's make it happen, you know. So it's like we're already here, dog. Yeah, you already signed the contract. We're gonna fight, and then we're here to fight. Let's give these people a fucking show that they deserve. And that's kind of we're just mounting off to each other. It's like let's fucking make it. Let's go. And that fool just got in my face and just yeah. So he got hyped off of it too, obviously. You know, at the end of the day, it is sports entertainment. Like there was no personal beef between me and my opponent at all. But it was just like we know that we got a job to do in this to entertain the folks. So we out there, you know, we're trying to give them a show as much as we can. You know, we can't really just go off on each other.
Yeah, you guys put on, man. You put on. So after the fight, how did you celebrate that win, brother? Did you just do the family thing? You know, maybe go home, watch a movie with the wife, or maybe a little tequila. How did you celebrate that one?
So on that one, I kind of like after the fight, I went to backstage. I did the interview with the BKFC broadcaster, and then I went backstage. I was waiting for Nesio to get out of his fight because after I was done changing and stuff, he was still in the hospital. I mean, not the hospital with the doctors. He was getting sewed up, so I was waiting for him, just trying to say congratulations and stuff like that. And then they had me do media with. We ended up running into you and then some other guys in the back on the side before you guys left. The only thing I celebrated was I took a Blue Label shot, took a shot of Blue Label Johnny Walker, sipped that down, and then
Scotch.
yeah, and then just walked over to the crowd, and then just started taking pictures with everybody. It was kind of hard to get to my family after I had my interview with you guys. It was pretty hard to get on the other side. And that just everybody just wanted pictures. So walking up the
So
crowd,
you went to work
that's
that day, bro?
yeah. I went to work in the morning.
That's nuts. So you went to work, had a day's work, and then later on
Yeah,
you're putting on a performance like that. People are screaming your name, taking pictures with
yeah.
you. Like how many times a year can you fight before you can quit your job? Like if you fought like 4 times, you think you'd just be like, you know what? I'm just a fighter now.
I mean, we definitely got to talk to Connor and on those bonuses. You know, we definitely got to talk to Connor, and then obviously, you know, because they mentioned those knockout bonuses after that fight. So I was like, you know, if they can, I definitely like my career. I feel like I wish. Yeah, I would definitely do. I would love to do like 4 fights a year and take care of my family. It's definitely something I would be in there, interested in, and obviously traveling. Travel would be the upside of that.
No doubt, that's a dream, man. And you know what? It's within reach. And when you got guys like Conor McGregor, you know what I mean, part owner of the BKFC, it's pretty exciting. You know, it's grown substantially. He's brought a lot of different eyes. Were you a Conor fan growing up? Did you watch him back in the day?
I was definitely a Conor McGregor fan. I was. I used to watch a lot. I think I just watched about every single one of his fights except for his debut fight. Actually, his debut fight was. Yeah, I didn't watch his debut fight, but then I watched the Max Holloway fight, which was after that. And ever since after that, I watched every single fight. So I was definitely a big fan. And then I enjoyed the way he was a sport. Like you can tell how he makes the best of both worlds. Like between the, I feel like he was the first guy to bring. Well, not the first guy, because he reminded. I was a big Chael Sonnen fan before Conor McGregor.
What do you think about Conor making his return to the octagon in a rematch against Max, as you just brought up? I know it's several years later. We haven't seen Conor in a while. Do you think he makes the walk July 11th? And if he does, how do you see that fight going?
I mean, I hope he does, because that's gonna bring a lot of hype to everybody. I know he hasn't had his like his last couple fights haven't gone his way due to. I mean, I get it. He doesn't really need the money anymore to continue fighting. So it's kind of like that hunger kind of dies out when you're not in need of it. But as a fighter, sometimes you just feed off the fighting. And I feel like Max Holloway is a good fight for him just because he knows that Max Holloway is not going to want to just take him down all the time. He's going to keep it standing up. And definitely Conor McGregor is a very smart fighter. So I feel like he's definitely going to be able to catch him a lot, especially in the southpaw position. I feel like he's going to be able to catch him a lot. So I feel like he's going to make the walk, and I feel like he's going to finish Max on the fourth round.
Let's go. It's always exciting to see McGregor back in action for sure. Got I hate to talk about anything other than BKFC, but UFC 250 White House card this Sunday. Oddly enough, a Sunday. Are you watching? Are you eyeing that at all? Are you interested in that?
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. I'm interested in the fight. I definitely, obviously, I want to see the main event between Taporia and Gaethje. That's going to be an exciting one. I honestly feel like Taporia is going to beat Gaethje, but if Gaethje he grinds it out and makes it happen, then it's just going to be epic, especially because he's like the big underdog. He was the underdog in his last fight. He won the belt again. You know, now on this one, he's the underdog, and then he's pretty much the only American fighter fighting for the belt the belt in the USA. You know, obviously the USA card in front of the White House. And then I'm definitely looking forward to see the Chama fight, and then the X49er guy against what's his name? That X49er guy, I forget Mark or I forget his name, but yeah, that was exciting too.
Is that Josh Hawkick?
Yeah, Josh Hawkins. There we go. That's like
Yeah, he's fighting Derek Lewis, man. That guy's a
yeah.
character. What do you think about his whole persona?
He took like I feel like he just put like he took some PR skills and just put steroids on it, you know, and just fucking leveled up. That's what I think. He's on some fucking
Man,
crazy shit.
yeah. And you know what? I wasn't sure, but that last fight against Blades, that was unreal. I don't know if you caught that, but that fight he had against Curtis Blades was probably one of the better heavyweight fights I've seen.
That's actually my first fight ever seen of him. Like the first time I ever saw him was, I just caught it by a glance and I was just watching it. It wasn't like I was like let me go watch the fight. No, it was just kind of it was happening and I ended up watching it. I was like, oh shit, this is a good ass fight.
So anyway, what kind of motivation you use for like the gym? Like, you got any music that hypes you up? I know you came out to Let's Go. Uh, are you a rap guy, or what do you listen to? What's on the playlist?
So on my playlist, like for the camp before this, I was listening to a lot of rock. Definitely a lot of rock. I was listening to like Three Doors Down, like Kryptonite. I was listening to Nickelback. But mainly, what pumped me up before the gym was I was listening to that song from Rocky Four, the one that they put for Drago when he's getting ready for Drago. What's the
That
name of it?
there's no easy way out.
Yeah, no easy way out. That one. That's kind of just that one. It just got me in the zone every time I would go into the gym, and then for some reason I would just end up tearing the guys up and sparring and stuff every time to that song, and it just kind of just got me in the zone. So no easy way out was kind of like my song, like through the whole camp was like easy way, and I just kind of just picture myself trying to fight Drago every time. Like no matter who it was, I in my head I thought I was fighting Drago. So that's one of the.
Are you a big Rocky?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. I grew up during Rocky. It was like I grew up. We didn't have cable, but my dad was able to like when he was younger. He was able to record in VHS and in a cassette tape. He was able to record. He had Rocky 2, Rocky 3, and Rocky 4 and 5 in one cassette tape. So I just rewatched that over and over. Yeah, as a kid, and they were in Spanish, but the songs were the same. So I just grew up watching like I would just play that over and over. Like just put the VCR, put that in, and then that's what I was watching all week instead of cartoons. Watching Rocky and Bloodsport. Bloodsport was on that videotape as well. He didn't get Rocky 1, but he ended up getting Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport's another classic, man. Those are the vintage. Yeah, I grew up on the same thing, man. Big on the Rocky, Bloodsport. Yeah, it's number one's good too, but I don't know. I think number four might be my favorite.
I feel like number 4 and then at number 3 it just kind of like I kind of like the union that he created with Apollo, like the whole friendship between becoming enemies and then just that whole plot. It kind of made it sick that he's just like, fuck it, I got a friend within and it's just he's gonna help me just beat the shit out of fucking I forgot his name, but yeah, no, I think Rocky 3, but Rocky 4 definitely was my favorite. But since I was younger at the time, I think I watched more Rocky 5 just because of Tommy. Because Tommy was an actual Tommy was an actual boxer at the time.
Yeah.
Rocky.
And what do you
Yeah, he was
think
an actual.
his kids in the BKFC?
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. So no,
Yes,
that's pretty
bro.
badass.
I don't know if I think he had one fight. I'm not sure if he definitely was scheduled for a fight. I don't know if it happened or not. I can't remember just so many fights. I think he did fight though. I think he's 1-0 if I'm not mistaken.
Shit. Well, I mean, if he's anything like his dad, fuck, he's gonna be a beast. Shit, that's all I can say. But
Yes.
no, yeah, no, that's that. Shit, I didn't even know he had a kid. To tell you the truth, I thought he just, some big gigolo. But if he had a kid, and then damn, that's awesome. Shit, that'd be cool to see. The next generation of Tommy out there, because he was definitely.
Well,
I mean, his father, in all, even though he came out of Rocky as a fighter, he was very entertaining.
100%. Would you know what? That might be a fight that you might get one day, buddy. You might fight. You think about that.
Hey, shit,
You might have
I
to
wouldn't
take
even
that
mind.
one to the street.
Shit, wait, fuck it, let's go. Hey, what's that one guy's like? Hit me out soon. Hit me out soon. And we'll start from there. Oh yeah, we might just take that
Yeah,
one to the street. That'd be fast.
I'm
Bare
looking him
knuckle
up right
fighting,
now.
bare knuckle street fighting. We'll call it.
Well,
We're
they
just
got
making
Fight
that back.
Club coming up apparently.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a heavyweight as well. 1-0, brother. Kenzie Morrison.
Shit. Hey,
Yeah.
what is he based out of Florida or what?
I don't know. I can't. Let's see. It just says United States. I'd have to do some more digging. But yeah, we love the Rocky trivia around here. BKFC, Bloodsport. That was the original bare knuckle, and now David Feldman has made fist fighting a sport, and it's number one, man. There's no beating it.
Like I said, I mean, like I mentioned in like my post interviews, like it's the fastest growing sport there is right now. Like it's going up. It's nothing but up from now. A bunch of replicates, but you can't compare it.
Yeah, yeah. BKFC is here to stay. It's growing like wildfire. Anyway, Eric, I don't want to keep you too much longer. Do you got any sponsors you want to shout out? You want to shout out your gym?
Yeah, I definitely want to shout out my gym, Alteño Fight Club in Palm Desert, California. We're doing a promotion right now. We're trying to give everybody out there an opportunity to become a future fighter. We're gonna give them a free year of membership. All you have to do is try out for a month, and it pretty much it doesn't based on skill. It's based on like whoever's more consistent and more coachable. Usually, those guys are the ones that we can build to become champions. And then the proof is in the pudding. I mean, you got myself and 20 other guys that have been competing for years, and we're on the top and we're ranked. So there's no excuse of why we can't take you to the top. And then I definitely want to shout out Pride Electric Contracting Corporation, my major sponsor, Glassworks, Coachella Valley Coffee, and Bucked Up. Get your promo code. I'll get you a discount for Bucked Up. And yeah, BKFC, obviously.
Thanks so much for doing this, brother. It was an honor chopping it up with you. I can't wait to see you back in there again.